Welcome to part 2 of my lesson series on commonly used English expressions. If you missed part 1, then check it out in the link in the description, but you don't need to have seen part 1 to study these expressions. As with most expressions, they make no sense when you look at each word individually. So let's get stuck in and learn some amazing new expressions in common use. You won't hear this expression too often, but use it if you find the opportunity. It is, may as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. The origins refer back to the time when stealing a lamb was punishable by death, hence the hang reference. However, a sheep was more valuable and was also punishable by death. Therefore, if you are going to steal a lamb, then you may as well steal a sheep, since the penalty is the same. In everyday English, it's much more common to use the expression in non-criminal contexts. For example, if being late for work by 10 minutes has the same consequences as being late by 1 hour, then you may as well be late by 1 hour. You can replace may with might here. They have the same meaning. Might as well, may as well. May as well, by the way, is an idiom, and maybe you don't understand it. We use it to say something should be done or accepted because it cannot be avoided or because there is no good reason not to do it. It's very, very common. In Spanish, it can be translated as también podría, but it may depend on the context a little. I received a traffic fine today. I may as well pay it soon because I'm going to have to pay it sometime and I want to forget about it. Here's a naughty expression for you, to two-time someone. It's not a very nice thing to two-time someone, but what does it mean? Well, it means to have two romantic relationships at the same time. Now that's not very nice, is it? I guess there is no reason you can't make it 3 or 4 and say 3-time or 4-time someone, but I haven't heard it myself. You may as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb, I suppose. Did you see what I did there? That's a perfect use of that previous expression. If you're going to have a romantic relationship with someone else, you may as well make it a few people. So related to this, but not the same, is the phrasal verb cheat on. Do not forget the preposition on here. You need to use it. To cheat on someone means to have sex with someone else who is not your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband. Someone who you are in a relationship with. It's not quite the same as to two-time someone, as that implies you are having a longer term relationship with that other person, but don't worry about the differences because they are not that important. The next one is a good alternative to saying that you are busy. Instead, you can say you are snowed under. You can say it at work or in your personal life. Maria must be snowed under at the moment because I haven't seen her at lunch for a few days. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Try using it the next time you have the opportunity. Another related expression is when you are under the cosh. This is when you are under pressure. It can be in almost any situation. I am under the cosh at work to get this new store opened, or whatever the reason is. I often hear sports commentators using it when one team is putting a lot of pressure on the opposition. The opposition are under the cosh. I've no idea where the expression comes from. Cosh is a type of stick that can be used as a weapon, but it is not commonly used, so don't worry about it. To bury your head in the sand. Well, it's never a good idea to bury your head in the sand because it means that you are not facing up to problems and realities that need to be dealt with. Imagine you have financial problems and have a lot of debt. You keep getting letters and calls from your bank or mortgage company or whoever, but you ignore them all and don't try to find a solution. Then you are burying your head in the sand. By the way, I used a very commonly mispronounced word here. Do you know what it was? It was this one. Without exception, every one of my Spanish-speaking students pronounce the B in this word, but it is silent. It is not debt. It is debt. Do not pronounce the B. This next one is very common and has just 4 words, and it is long time no see. That's it. Do not add any other words such as long time no see you. We say this when we haven't seen someone we know in a very long time. ¿Cuánto tiempo in Spanish? We can change it to long time no hear if you were talking to them on the telephone or by chat or email for the first time in a long time. So this is one that you will almost certainly have the opportunity to use sometime, so try to remember it. 4 words. Long time no see. To have a field day. This one is a little bit tricky to explain, but I'm going to try, of course. So we use it when we are having a lot of fun or getting a lot of enjoyment out of a situation. But the context of that situation is normally that the fun and enjoyment is at the expense of someone else. It could be journalists in the tabloid media, for example. The media had a field day in the press with the sex scandal involving the celebrity. That kind of thing. By the way, tabloid media or tabloid press is the name given to media that are not interested in serious journalism and tend to have a lot of images and short stories which are often gossipy. Another example might be if in a game an opposition player is sent off, you could say, my team had a field day after he was sent off and we won comfortably. Rich people who don't need to borrow from banks have a field day when property is cheap and banks are not lending. We normally use this next one in the negative form. Don't judge a book by its cover, which is easy enough to explain. It means that you should never form an opinion about the worth or value of something by its outward appearance. So maybe there is a kid in your school who seems shy and not very intelligent in appearance, but in reality is a very intelligent person, or a person who doesn't dress well and in old clothes, giving the appearance that they are poor, but in actual fact, they have plenty of money. You get the idea. He gets under my skin, especially when he goes on and on about his daughter's wonderful job. To get under someone's skin simply means to annoy a lot. That's basically it, and it can be used in many contexts. Someone might say to you, don't let her get under your skin, and they are advising you not to let her annoy you. It could be sacar de quicio in Spanish. I used another expression here, to go on and on. Do you know what it means? She goes on and on about her new boyfriend. In meetings, my boss goes on and I just want to leave. Can you guess the meaning? It means to continue talking about something that is boring you. It can be used in other ways where speaking is not involved, but it always has the meaning that it is boring. This film goes on and on. When is it going to end? To be or go through the mill means to have had or been through a very difficult time. It's quite easy to explain with some examples. My aunt has really been through the mill over the past year. Her husband died, then she got very sick, and now she is having some financial problems. I went through the mill to get my driving license. I failed the exam twice because I was really busy with work, or I was snowed under with work at the time, and then the car broke down the morning of the driving test. So that is it for part 2 of this mix of expressions. Let me know in the comments which expressions you like best and you think you will be able to use soon. Maybe you have heard some of them before. Let me know. Why not write a sentence with the expressions, put it in the comments, and hopefully I will get to check it for you. But make sure that the context is clear, please, so that I can understand it fully. Click on the links in the description for more expressions, including expressions using food, parts of the body, sport, money, many types of animals, and a lot more. Si eres hispanohablante y quieres corregir los errores comunes que los hispanohablantes cometen en inglés, echa un vistazo a mi curso en Udemy, centrado únicamente en este tema. Haz clic en el enlace en la descripción y te llevará directamente al curso. De vez en cuando ofrezco promociones, así que comprueba si hay algún código de descuento. Si ya no es válido, envíame un mensaje y te enviaré uno nuevo. See you soon.